Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come in, come in, come in. This is Tamika's Den. I am Tamika. Get on in here, y'all, okay? Get on in here. You are now in the den. Kick off your shoes and relax your feet, honey. So this is my review recap for Handmaid's Tale, Season 5, Episode 4, Dear Offred. Child, let me tell y'all something. One thing I'm going to let y'all know right now, I am sick of daggone Serena, okay? I'm sick of her foolishness and foolery. I'm tired of her throwing damn rocks and hiding her hand. You know, 1 minute acting like she's scared, next minute she want to say stuff that's going to basically have people out here, you know, triggered. She swears she's still holding some damn cards, going hard as hell for Gilead when they could give two shits about her, and I could give two shits about her, all right? I'm tired of her. I'm sick of her. I'm ready for her to be gone. What the heck do y'all think is going to happen with Serena? What's really going to be the outcome? Put it in the comments. Let's discuss. But let me go ahead and get into this video, y'all. Now, we got, you know, June out here. She trying to have some type of, you know, little bit of normal life, little bit of time with Nicole, swing her on the swings. This lady come over talking about some, hi, how you doing? But then she's like, her name is Nicole, right? You know, you're June, right? And she's knowing all that information. And so, of course, June is automatically getting protective. She's starting to get Nicole out the, you know, swing. She trying her best to be nice and just ignore the lady. She's over here like, wee, to baby Nicole, trying to put her in the stroller. But this girl keep on coming up, talking about something. I always wanted a girl. You know, both my pregnancies was boys or whatever the case may be. And she's basically like, you know, oh, you're so lucky that you were in Gilead. And so, you know, June is telling her, like, please leave me the heck alone, lady. All right, get the heck away from me. Don't touch my daughter. Don't touch me. Back up, you know. Stay away from her. This chick gonna come out her freaking face talking about you don't deserve her, you slut, you whore, and all this stuff. So, of course, June done backed her ass up and said, what you said to me? What did you say to me? I think you got it twisted. You thinking I'm nice out here in these streets. I'm nice, but not the nice you thinking about, right? And she basically pushes her off, and she goes and gets the baby, and she trying to, you know what I'm saying, get away from this psychopath as quick as she can. Now, I was happy to see that it looks like June is going in here and talking to somebody. You know, the lady is telling her that, of course, this is normal, right? You've been through all different kind of crazy stuff or whatever, right? If you weren't on guard, then I would think it would be something wrong with that, right? And Luke joins in and says, you know, you were just trying to protect Nicole. But at this point, you know, June is kind of saying, like, listen, it went further than me just protecting Nicole. So she is being self-aware, you know, as well. She knows that she has reached her breaking point, and then at this point, you know, if it comes down to it, she would be ready to kill these damn people, okay? In other words, that was just a nice way that she was trying to put it, but you know, they are being understanding. They are having open dialogue. She did come and let him know what happened after the fact. So I did like seeing that, because I was saying since, you know, episodes 1 and 2, like, we ain't got no counselors around here. We ain't gonna have her talk to nobody. We acting like, you know, stuff is normal, and she just supposed to be coming home singing, you know, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, right? And so they go ahead and they, you know, have this conversation about everything that happens, and she lets them know, like, it got physical, okay? I was 2 seconds off this chick behind. And, you know, the lady is still telling her, like, you know, it's all right, right? And she's like, she walked away all right, right? And she says, yeah. So, you know, they said with Serena returning and everything happening, you know, with her, it's understandable. So she says, you know, they over here praying for Serena like she's some kind of daggone saint. They over here worshiping her and stuff like that, right? And so, of course, this is added on to the other feelings that she's feeling, and who can blame her, all right? I sure as hell don't. And so, basically, you know, they're trying to figure out, like, you know, what she should do, and, you know, how it really sounds difficult for her not to get physical and for her not to want to do things to these daggone people or whatever, right? And really all she can try to do right now is take it one day at a time. Now, at the same time, we got Serena walking out with Mark, and Mark is still just in this damn bubble. I feel like slapping the hell out of him too. You know, he telling her that now she's going to be pretty much free, right? And that she's going to have somewhat of a privacy, and that, he still encourages her to go ahead. One last time, he's trying to bring it up that she basically, can have asylum if she accepts Canada's offer. And she's saying, nah, he's like saying that, it could keep her safe and she would be an American citizen. She talking about some, I'm not an American citizen or whatever, right? I am an allegiance of God. I said, girl, ain't nothing about you of God, okay? You are the walking damn devil, but we gonna play along. So he says, okay, well then you're officially released out of the custody of the American government, and you'll be restricted to the Gilead, affiliated people, right? And she's saying that they sending these diplomats to cover her, whatever the case may be. So I think it was this guy, Ira, whatever, that was waiting for her, or Ezra, I'm sorry, y'all, I'm already messing up these names. And she was telling him that, it was nice to meet him and he was going to be her escort. So, Marcus like, I guess that's it. She telling him Gilead made all the arrangements. And so he tells her to be safe. She talking about some, matter of fact, he was like, good luck. And, she talking about she don't need luck. She got God. I don't know why this child keep trying to bring God into everything, right? So-called God is on her side. So he says, well, may he guide your steps. And then she just basically, but he tells her, please step carefully, all right? You ain't in Gilead, girl. You still in a free country. Don't forget that part. And then she go ahead, and get in the car. And so, of course, he goes to let June and them know, what the hell done happened or whatever the case may be, right? And we see that she gets driven to this place that says it's some type of Gilead information center that they done set up. And she's like, oh, well, this is a good start, okay? It's just basically some old brick building that they let them take over. It just makes my stomach disgusted, though, that they get to have anything here, right? And so you already know that June and them is going to be pissed about this, okay, as they should be. And, she goes in and he's basically showing her around and all of that kind of stuff. Excuse me. And it don't look like much or nothing. It's literally just like, an office building. It look like they still in there trying to do work. They still got some construction people there and all of that kind of stuff. So now here come Mark walking in and they like, yo, you finally show up. We haven't heard nothing from you. He's saying some apologies. He was tired of with internal briefings and all of this. And he was like, I just was letting y'all know that some, new information has came up, right? And he did let them know that he saw their daughter. She looked good. She looked very healthy. He really didn't get to talk. And so Luke is getting pissed now. He's like, healthy, you was close enough, but you didn't do nothing or whatever, right? And he's saying that they are gathering information and that's all he could disclose. And Morris pretty much like, that sounds like bullshit to me. So he lets them know about Serena's release or whatever, and that she's no longer underneath their care. She's been released into the custody of Gilead, and but she is still here. And they like, wait, you let that happen? And they actually got places that they could, chill here on the damn property that's right here, whatever, right? Talking about Canada unfroze their, assets as a part of this, treaty or agreement or whatever that they have with them. And so he was like, so you just basically opened the embassy for her and gave her, a comfortable spot to be in. And he talking about some, always just a center where they can advocate for their values and all this. So of course June is pissed. At this point Luke is pissed, Maura is pissed. They pretty much all on the same page. And so they saying that she still will remain visible. And then, of course, June is like, yeah, her and her, miraculous pregnancy, right? Miracle pregnancy. And he's like, yeah, that's a part of it too. And basically because of the big funeral that they did, on screen and all of that kind of stuff, that made a good look for them. And they're trying to show more positivity and all of this kind of stuff. Now, Luke at this point is telling him to get the fuck out of his house. He is really pissed. And then, Mark is turning around and saying she has no status, no passport, no money in her name. She have nowhere to go. She can't drive and all of this, right? She's very limited. And June tells him, I warned you about her and you wouldn't listen, right? You want to play these games. You wanted to ignore it and believe that there's still some kind of freaking calm person inside of her, right? She ain't say that part, but I'm saying it. But she did tell him he was a fucking, disappointment. And so he says, well, maybe your expectations was too high. I guess so, Mark, because you all the way down in the damn ground with damn Serena, okay? So you know how, June just give that kind of crazy look that she be giving when she got that crazy look in her eyes. So at this point, I already know, like, June thinking about that damn gun. She probably gonna take that damn gun and drive over there that she got buried. That was the first thing that came in my head, right? And so, at this point, I can say that all of them are pissed. All of them are on the same page. All of them seem to be communicating more, whereas Luke would have been saying, don't do this or don't do that before. They both pretty much is like all angry, but he's saying he gonna call the city. He gonna get that place shut down. He got some people he could call. They're gonna help them. He was like, by tomorrow morning, the whole city are gonna be here and all of this. And she was like, we ain't got time for that. That's not gonna make a difference. You don't understand, what I'm saying, what this lady is about. She was like, she always get away with everything. But he's basically telling her not to worry. And she's like, oh, I'm not worried or whatever, right? He's saying that we're going to stop this. Of course she not worried because June already got something else in her mind, right? And so we see again, that while Luke is sleeping, she get up and she leave out the damn house. She digging up that daggone gun. We see some people with these damn candles because she still got these freaking psychopaths that's, over here wanting to worship her, that's still down with the whole, Gilead thing and think they was doing the right thing or whatever. And sure enough, he'll come driving up with June, right? And she over here trying to cock back the gun, but it's still jammed up with a whole bunch of damn dirt. So she couldn't even do nothing with it because it was jammed. So, maybe that was God looking out for her, because we know that if she does kill Serena on this damn land right here, she can go down. Unlike when she did, Fred, that was in no man's land, so they didn't have no power over that. But she sees Serena in the window and she literally drives over closer to her and walks out and looks right in her face to let her know that she's there. And Serena went from having this smile, being all happy that these people with these candles is out there to support her, to being scared when when June drive up. So I said, if you gonna have that I'm a bad bee and nobody can hurt me, have it all the time, Serena. Why you playing scared one minute and playing hard the next? That's the part I don't like. Okay, stand in your truth, girl, because the minute that, she came up, you all of a sudden looking shook, and the guy comes in to check on her and she's like, there's nothing y'all could do about that. And he was like, nah, we can't do nothing about her, driving. She has the right to drive, right? But if she should come in the property or try to do anything else, then we could stop her. And she's basically just like, I understand, right? And he's saying, we're going to protect you and your baby, to the best of our ability. I don't know how much, I'm saying, I would be counting on that if I was Serena. But hey, she seems to be trusting him, right? He says he got security and they got these cameras and all of that. And so now, June goes back home and she does again. She is opening up to Luke now. As soon as she walks in, she lets him know, I drove to the building. I was ready to kill her. I'm ready to shoot her ass or whatever, right? And she's like, I'm scared because at this point, it's really nothing that could stop me. Like, if that gun didn't jam, I'm pretty sure she would have still did it. And, at first she was just telling him, like, I drove over there, and he was like, is that it? Or is there something else besides that, right, that you did? Because he was like, okay, he's pretty much being calm about everything she's been telling him so far. And she was like, I was 2 seconds from shooting her in the head, and it's really like, I'm scared at how I'm might not be able to stop myself. So he basically was like, look, I get it. I understand, right? I completely understand where you're coming from, but he was like, think about it in this way. If you do something like that, then, you can be in jeopardy of losing the code and we would never get Hannah back. So what would that solve? I know that you don't want that, right? And so he says that he's going to still try to go through this whole building code thing and get that shut down. But of course, June is like saying, listen, that's not going to be enough. That's not going to be enough. He was like, well, it's going to have to be enough in the meantime when we look at what the other option is, right? So he does kind of get her to calm down a little bit. Now, Janie is in here going through it, girl. My girl, Janie, is going through it. Her legs is not working. She's pissed off. She talking mess to freaking Lydia now. Lydia was coming and praying over her. She was like, girl, keep them prayers. Shut them up your behind. I don't feel like hearing them right now. She asked the S to wake up yet, and she tells her no, and she pretty much was like, good for her. She don't deserve to wake up because look at what she did. And, Janine was going in on Lydia. She was like, first of all, it's your fault. I was telling you that she was in danger or whatever the case may be. Like, how dare you say it serves her right? She was like, how could you say that? She says she's just a child. Lydia talking about she's so wicked or whatever, right? She tried to kill her own sister. She was like, look at all the stuff the hell that y'all been doing to us. She done been abused. She done been hurt. What do you expect? She was like, when I was warning you about her, you wouldn't listen. So she says, I gave her the opportunity of life, of service, and grace. Lydia gonna start talking that bull crap. And so she was like, a life of service and grace. Give me a break. Or else what? Or else you was gonna rot in the colonies, or you was gonna end up poking her damn eye out like you did mine. She was like, basically telling Aunt Lydia, calling her out like, because Aunt Lydia was telling her, I gave you an opportunity. I was trying to help you. I gave you the education that you needed and all of this stuff, trying to butter it up a safe and meaningful life. And freaking Janine was like, girl, safe where? She was like, cut the bull crap, okay? I'm here and I'm all jacked up, stop it. She was like, I might only have one damn eye left, but I can still see who you are. I know who you are and what you freaking do, okay? I see you very clearly, unless you plan on poking the other eye out that I got. I said, oop, okay, Janine ain't playing, okay? She fed up and she over the shit too. So Lydia didn't have anything to say to that. She just kind of walked out looking all pitiful. We got Selena filling out these damn cards, and they say that Lawrence is on a private line, to talk to her, whatever. So she go ahead and get on this call with him. Of course, Serena's still trying to freaking play games too. They both playing games, They get on the line, and she's saying how she want to be able to do this outreach or whatever, right? That she had this thing planned because she have great news. They was, supposed to be getting these extended invitations or whatever, but it seems like somebody from his office or him declined them. And so she basically was like, this is what we supposed to be doing for the next project. And he was like, well, you seem like you've been through so much already. Why overexert yourself, And of course, she's basically like, look, this is going to help you guys too. This is what we supposed to be doing in our recognition efforts for South America and the political wives, so that they could, not believe in these rumors that's going on and we can make things better and all of this. So he says, well, they have been wanting to increase the live birth and whatever, right, with the local ambassadors. And so he says perhaps they could have, well, she was saying they could have afternoon tea. And he was agreeing with it, saying that Venezuela has expressed interest recently. So maybe this is something that they can do with that, with successful female educational programs. And it could be an informal conversation. So, of course, she all down for it. He says they could do that over tea. So she's like, a lovely idea. And he was like, is there anything else? She said no. So he says, well, I heard, you've been having little visitors coming around. So she was like, oh, you know about that? He was like, of course I do. They give them updates or whatever as to what's going on. And he says, the person she have there watching her seemed to be concerned. Oh, I'm not worried about that. I'm not concerned about it. That's just like how a little child comes and stomps their feet or whatever when they have an attitude and they don't get their way. He said, yeah, but this is a child that we know that can definitely make problems. So if I was you, I would stick to the work that you're doing and I would leave June the hell alone and stay as far away from her as I could. But of course, what I'm saying, Miss Serena ain't gonna listen to that. She talking about some duly noted, I'll take it into consideration. So now when June gets home, Maura's standing here holding this letter in her hand, and June is basically like, what's that? It's a damn letter addressed to her, okay? Hence, Dear Offred, the name of the damn episode. And when she opened it up, it's one of the same damn cards that Serena had on the table talking about this grand opening they having for the center. Like, if she's basically trying to, trigger her and play games with her or whatever, right? This invite. And so, of course, this pisses June off. She done threw the damn champagne glass, or a plate or whatever across the damn, kitchen. And she's just tight. And they don't blame her at this point. Maura's like, I get it. I understand. At one point, Luke was going to go behind her. But Maura was like, I got it. So they go in the room with the baby because the baby has started crying at the same time, too. And June, basically was holding her and then puts her down. And she's just telling Maura, like, what is this? And Maura is saying to her, it's anger. Okay, you have the right to be angry. That's completely normal. And she was like, well, what if I'm more than this? What if I can't go back to my, old self? What if this is who I am? And Maura was basically telling her, like, I could tell you one thing. When you first got home, I was kind of scared to leave you around the baby, right? But now I feel comfortable leaving you around her. I know that she will be okay. And so obviously just the fact that you're able to calm yourself down. You're able to do what you got to do and think of the kids. Shows that you're not just this person that's full of rage, that's ready to do things, because even though you've done some other things, right, you've also stopped yourself from doing things. So, you'll be fine. And she was like, girl, listen, I will be right there with you to freaking bury damn, Serena's in the dirt once she get in the ground. But she like, as of right now, Luke is actually right. What he's saying is true, because we will be outnumbered here. And if you do anything that's on this soil, think about it. You will lose your whole family. Is it worth it for you to lose your family and then still not be able, to get Hannah back? That would basically defeat the purpose. So what they saying is common sense, but we know how these freaking people work, and we know what's at stake. So we know sometimes you got to get down and dirty. I got to start making some other damn plans, honey, okay? And getting some stuff done at the same time too, even though I hear where y'all coming from, right? That seems like the logical way, and they trying to be, smart and do it politically correct and all of that. But these are not people that care about y'all damn rules, right? And how y'all do things, right? And so with you knowing that, you got to deal with them on their damn terms. But nonetheless, June says, leave her there with the baby or whatever. And Maura's basically like, okay, mama, you got it. And so now is the day of, Serena's event. She over here. Well, I think it was a little before the event. She getting her stuff together, and they tell her that Luke is outside, that he done came to see her. They like, we won't let him in. She like, no, it's okay. Let him in. It's an old acquaintance, right? That's why I said she want to play with fire and be funny out here. And so when they do bring him upstairs, she asked if they check him, and he was like, yeah, we checked him. She said, check him again. She just want to, make him feel small when he get up there. So they check him or whatever, and then they go ahead and they walk away. And so, of course, Luke is pulling out these papers and telling her about the codes and all of that for the building, how they can have them shut down. And she's like, so you came all this way just to talk to me about codes? He said, no, I also came to tell you that my wife is going to damn kill you, okay? You keep messing around, and I'm basically going to let her do it, all right? I will be sitting there watching when she do it. And she's like, oh, really? And he's basically like, yeah. And so she was like, oh, well, it's funny that you coming up in here and you all high and mighty or whatever and got so much to say now. But when she was over there and she was even fighting to get out of there and stuff like that, right? And she had to suffer over and over and over and over and over and over and over again when she did, right? And the only one she had to actually lean on was Nick. But I guess that gave you comfort knowing that she had him. And I said, yo, I wouldn't have blamed Luke if he would have slapped the fire out her ass, right? So disrespectful, digging way down deep because she knew that was gonna burn him, and he trying his best to hold it together, right? She was like, you really came here about some damn plumbing issues or whatever the case may be. And so at this point, when she started saying all that to him, he's balling up the daggone papers or whatever. He was like, you got two choices, either you could get these damn things fixed and make sure you stay away from my family and keep it tight and nice, okay? Or your ass could get killed. Or, as a matter of fact, you come near my damn family again, I will kill you myself, okay? I'm not even going to wait for June. I said, okay, Nick. I mean, Luke. Okay, Luke. I like it. 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 I like it, honey, because she wanted to tell him about some, the good Lord provided her with good parents and all this other stuff. And who is she, to question God's will. And like, Serena likes to play games with people's heads. But it's like, baby, I hope you could take it back when the hell you getting it too. And he didn't even give a damn that God came back and was standing behind. He still said what he had to say, because she wanted to talk about, you didn't take the risk to go get your wife. She was like, I know that it was security and it probably was a little hard or whatever, but you would have think you would have still sacrificed to get them and to go get your daughter and all this other stuff. So I was like, this chick is really something. Now, in the meantime, Lydia goes to see Lawrence, and she's singing, of course, he's like, what's going on with this handmaid on handmaid crime? He like, you got to get that under control. We can't have stuff like that happening. And you know, they saying how June has been an influence and all this other stuff, right? I say, yeah, okay. But they basically was saying that, you know, they got to get together. And Lawrence said, yeah, because Gilead has opened his doors just a crack and they want to peek inside this handmaid system. And we can't let them see nothing running, you know what I'm saying, funny. It got to be running smoothly. We can't have them having no breakdowns, no assaults, no fights and none of that stuff, no poisoning with no damn dipped chocolate and all of that. And so Lydia tells him, like, you know, we need to make some changes. That's part of the reason why I've come, because I believe that the handmaid system, you know, needs to be reformed. So he's like, well, what do you got in mind? Because she was saying she wanted a new protocol. So she basically was saying that, you know, going into the future, she thinks that the handmaid should stay underneath her. When they want to get ready to have these babies, they come near to the house or whatever. So he was like, basically, you trying to change this into a cortege where they come there and it's like it's a damn brothel when they get it in. He was like, you know damn well they not going for that. They want these damn women to be there with them. He was like, what the hell are you smoking, okay? Are you on that shit? He was like, there's no way they gonna be doing some in and out to make a baby. So he was like, you know, she telling him those girls need to be at home. They need to be inaccessible. They need to be comfortable. He was like, man, you know they ain't trying to go for that. You already know that. And she was like, do I? And he was like, you know what I'm saying? Basically, you should, right? So he tells her, you know, keep a tight watch on them or whatever the case may be. That's not going to go. They're not going to change it to that. Get a grip on your girls, but not too tight, because we don't want it to be any bruises when the people come. I said, man, y'all something else, right? I never know which way damn Lawrence going either. So in the meantime, Serena over here taking damn pictures and shit, dressed up with her green, thinking she getting ready to do this damn opening. But June ass is there, okay? And then the other girls that she was with that was down with her with the whole Fred thing is there too, baby. And some guys basically getting into it with them, talking mad crap all up in their faces and, you know, saying how they need a man and they need to be punished and they need to be beaten this way, that way, and the other way. And he was acting like he was about to come and attack one of them. So, of course, June hurry up and run up and she pushing them back and she telling him, like, you know what I'm saying, move back or whatever the case may be, right? You hearing them get louder and louder and Serena saying what's going on out there, right? And so, you know, he over here telling her she needs a man to put her in her place or whatever. And so, you know, they letting them know, like, this is America. He gonna talk about there is no America and punch Maura in the face. And then June came with the gun, like, move back, bitch, move back, move back. And she was like, pop, pop, pop. And so they had to hurry up and move Serena behind up out of there and try to run her through the back. Luke hurry up and come up and telling her to put down the damn gun. You know, she talking about some, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? How did you get here? Whatever. He like, bring your ass on. Come on, we gotta go. You know, they telling her to get out of there, whatever. So him and you know, him and freaking June is running off, and who they run into but Serena. And she could have had a clear shot right then, killed her and her damn guard. But I think the fact that she looked down at her belly and thought about the fact that she is freaking pregnant is the only reason why she didn't do it, okay? Then him and Serena get in the car and he telling her he's taking her somewhere that's safe now, right? That she have to basically be moved. You know, they taking her to a secure location. And so she was like, where is it? And, you know, he never answered that I know of. At least they didn't show us on screen what he said. You know, you have Janine come out or whatever. And she pretty much walking with this cane saying that she got it and still trying to do things on her own. You know, Lydia saying, thank God he pulled you through this. And she's saying, you know, I don't think God got anything to do with this. So when they get in the car, Lydia do apologize to her and say, I was wrong. You know, I had it wrong. I should have listened to you. You was right. And she says she want to do things different and she's going to need her help on this. I said, girl, Lydia, what are you talking about? Okay, unless you talking about freeing them, you still not saying what I need to hear. But, you know, this is going to be interesting to see where we're going to go with this, right? And, you know, Janine basically looks kind of surprised to hear her saying this, like, you know, what kind of help? And she was like, you know, just your guidance. You know them better. You understand them. You know what they going through. They talk to you. They trust you. And so you will basically watch over them and then let me know if it's anything that's funny going on, if they struggling with anything and all that stuff. And she was like, well, all you going to do is something terrible to them if I do that. And she basically was like, no, I want to do things differently. So we shall see what this you know what I'm saying, difference is, right? And so, you know, like I said, they get back home and all the girls are really happy to see, you know, Janine, and they basically surrounding her, right? And I'm happy to see her too, because I was going to be pissed if they killed her off, you know? So that pretty much was that with them, right? And so then we get in, you know, June and Luke getting back by the house, and you know, when he stopped, he get a call where he's like, that's good, and he's letting her know that Serena's basically homeless. I said, child, that don't make a difference, because she was going from there anyway, right? The guy that basically is the health inspector, you know, his sister was in Gilead at one time, so he shut the whole damn thing down. So now he asking to see the gun, and I guess at first she thought he was going to take the gun and, like, you know, hurry up and try to hide it or get it away from her. But he actually all, you know, looking through it and shit like that and saying, oh, you cleaned this? And, you know, she's like, yeah, that she saw a YouTube video, and they both laugh about that or whatever the case may be. And he cocking it and playing with it, you know what I'm saying? Seemed like he know how to use it too or whatever. And then he asked her if she want to, you know what I'm saying, go in the house or whatever. But she was like, no. And next thing you know, they start kissing and, you know, trying to get into a something. And then they end up moving it into the house, you know, anyway. And I guess they was having their trauma bonding, or they was getting turned off from the excitement, whatever you want to call it. And so them two start getting in the end. Now, in the meantime, while they got that going on, you know, we seeing Serena get taken to this place. And I'm like, this shit look like a big ass, you know, mansion. I'm like, nah, I don't want to see her get taken to no damn mansion. I want to see her get taken in a damn dungeon. And I'm trying to figure out, like, who is these people that she's being taken to. Now, we just see this girl come and open the door and tell her to come in. And the guy doesn't go in with her. He's walking away as soon as he, you know, makes sure that she's there, you know, in the house or whatever, right? And so when she walks in, this lady comes downstairs and is basically saying like, oh, Miss Waterford, we so happy to have you. We so excited, you know, so glad to have you come and visit our home or whatever the case may be, right? I think she says she was somebody, Harper's wife or something like that, right? And she's getting down on her damn knees and ready to say some prayer and talk about how grateful and thankful they are, you know, for the fruit to be blessed, that she's having this happy, healthy baby and all this stuff. I said, girl, Serena, what's going on, honey? What is going on? Okay, because she was looking a little worried, and anything that got her looking worried makes me damn happy. Okay, it's not good enough for me. I really want to see her ass either as a handmaid or dead hanging somewhere. I'm sorry, but I do. But you know, just the fact to know she's miserable, okay, and you know, this is not the comfort that she had when she was at damn, you know, this office building or whatever, was giving me a little bit of pleasure, okay? Because this lady came down talking about some, you know, she was Ryan Willer's wife. I think that's what it was. And she was just like, once she seen that damn belly, honey, and went down and was all holding it and not even really paying Serena too much mind, looking like she just happy about this damn baby, saying it was a good, you know, fruit, a good night, and that he chose to give us birth through the truth of the word, and he make all his fruits that's all created and all of that. And so while she busy smiling, Serena just looking down at her like, and I said, let's see where this gonna go, okay? Let's see where this gonna go. In the meantime, June, I should say, is in the backyard burning up that damn letter that she sent, okay? And she got a big smile on her face. Whatever she got planned, you know what I'm saying, for next. So that pretty much was the episode, y'all. Where do y'all think we are going? What do y'all think is happening? What do y'all think is going to be, you know, June next plan? It looked like Luke may be down with her too to step out and do some things, honey, as long as it ain't on this, you know, Canadian soil. So I don't know, but this could be getting interesting, y'all. Put it in the comments. Okay, let's discuss. Like, comment, share, subscribe if you are so inclined. Give me a wave. Let me know you came by. Put some flames up in the sky. All right, y'all.